Hey everyone, Michael right back at you again. I'm here until I can't talk anymore, as always on the Archangel 15. Today's presentation is going to be on sort of like the origins of the internet and a term that I've coined called a Uni-Com. I'll kind of get into the explanation of this. Just very interesting when you get into the understanding of the internet. If you've watched my presentations in the past, I've kind of mentioned how like I really believe that certain people are given credit for certain inventions and certain achievements. That like everything is basically pre-packaged that we see. They don't let anybody get too big or too much credit for any one thing. But the truth is, I really believe that the internet existed a lot longer than at least we know it did. If you actually search this or you ask anybody who invented the internet, first off, we can all agree that it's not Al Gore. Two answers come up pretty consistently. One, some group of people will say the U.S. Army, and there's a term that they had for their system. And they did invent a form of the internet, but it wasn't the actual internet as we know it. The real daddy internet, basically. The real daddy internet, the other answer that people will give is Switzerland, basically in CERN. Like I had this notion that there are alien clockmaker, like master clockmakers, like hidden gods. The Latin term is like Deus absconditus, which means hidden god. If you like ever watched the movie Sneakers, made like the early '90s, I think like 92, 91, something like that, or I forget when. But rest in peace, River Phoenix. Great movie. One of my favorite Robert Redford roles. Dan Aykroyd in it. Also, a lot of other really good actors. There's this thing that they talk about, this box that with this technology they can like basically hack into like any system in the world, and like who basically, if you understand it, whoever invented the internet really is pretty much the most powerful person, or if whoever has control of the actual internet is pretty much the most powerful person, way stronger than any military or anything, given our reliance on technology in this day and age. So we're like, okay, I'm telling you stuff that like is not that interesting, not that cool, stuff that you should already probably know on your own. But basically, this Unicom, like as we speak right now, there is a unified central command system that is being set up to basically like I don't know if they will microchip you or how that's going to be done, but like a unification of the world, like a new world order, where every single financial transaction or any communication is going to go through this one Unicom. Now, maybe there's good things about it, maybe there's bad things about it. I mean, we know that there's a lot of misinformation on the internet. We see, certain countries that control and restrict free speech, like China. It's a double-edged sword, in my opinion. Um, you know, Basically, if you ever heard the song Tears for Fears, I've bring this up many times in past presentations. The song "Everybody Wants to Rule the World." You have all these factions around the globe that want to have global control of the dominance of the financial system and the one world currency that's going to emerge. I can give you a hint right now that we're never going to see a gold and silver standard. First off, it's not feasible. Like any notion of this actually happening would jack up the price of gold to like $40,000 an ounce overnight, and like anybody would even be afraid to have an ounce of it in their house. And second off, it would destroy and ravage the world. I turn on like Bloomberg, and like I see these commercials in between the shows where they have like in Canada, beautiful pristine Canada, and like these companies with like a backhoe, like advertising, like, yeah, we're miners, invest in us, and like destroying the most beautiful pristine place we have in North America. Okay, sounds good. Um, so from what I've gathered, Trump effed up royally. Like basically, this whole unified command. Like there's like certain countries that have like basically more presence in it than others. Like, okay, understand, like pretty much all the circuitry in the world's made with Chinese circuitry. Okay, this Chinese had a big say. Germany, if you understand Frankfurt, Germany, it's like the hub of the European Union. There's some major other players that come into this. I'm not going to really get too deep into it by name, because then people are going to try to call me out and say I don't know what I'm talking about, or like want me to reveal my sources, and I'm not going to do that. And basically, this global consortium is happening as we speak, probably unavoidable. And the real answer is we really need a new currency to emerge out of the East, one that basically demeans and reprimands countries that like have built their currency, or built their empire on fake wars and oil. Like we need to like punish those people, and like have one that like basically, you know, like, okay, like you don't own the earth, you know, like one that kind of like incorporates everybody, you know, not like some evil Zionists that like have, you know, the dollar that you know, we print into oblivion. And kind of another side note there as well, like you know, if you look at the actual cost to print a penny, or to make a penny, or to print a dollar, you know, it quantifies into the depreciation of the currency over time. Like, you know, the cost of say a dollar is probably like $1.15, $1.20 now. These people, I've talked to people that worked at the Treasury Department, and they actually take like hour and a half lunch breaks, what I hear. But so it's, you know, I'm not, you're gonna never see me with a RFDI. You're never gonna see me with a microchip. You're never gonna see me take any vaccines. You know, I'm not worried about it. I'm not losing any sleep over this. You know, I stay strong in my faith, and you know, I believe from a humanitarian aspect, there's you know, decent people in this world, and I do believe there's a lot more going on geopolitically speaking that's not being covered. Whether that'll ever surface or not, who knows? But I kind of just wanted to get into this, like I said, to understand in Switzerland, you know, there's like a lot more going on there, and there's like people that are behind the scenes, like, for example, like there's 6 companies, like they say that, you know, control the whole world, but there's people out there that like are said to be billionaires, but they're actually trillionaires, like Johnson & Johnson Corporation, ExxonMobil Corporation. My father worked for ExxonMobil Corporation, and basically he like explained to me at a very young age that the big 5 oil executives always have and will always pretty much have more power than the U.S. The sitting U.S. president. They play golf all the time together. You know, like I said, another interesting thing is like how like they allow for certain people to like come out with certain ideas and inventions. Like I really truly believe this. Like like if you could like take all these people of prominence, or the prominent people, like Bill Gates, like his father worked for Planned Parenthood, and like all these weird things, and like look at Melinda Gates, and her last name French, and like you can tie the French into the Rockefellers and like connect the dots all together. Sergey Brin, the inventor, or I guess executive founder of Google, his mom worked for NASA, ironically. You know, wonder why you know, some people get all the attention and other people don't, and like what kind of information are they trying to convey? You know, is it in line with a global agenda, or is it in line with science? But anyways, I appreciate your time. Thank you very much. Take care, folks.